Okay, YouTube, this is my first automotive repair video. This is my wife's 2004 Saturn Vue. It's got a broken coil spring back here, which you're probably not going to be able to see too well, but I'll point you at right anyways. Right down here, the very bottom coil is broken. Makes it a little bit difficult to see. Not worried about that so much, but you get the basic idea. I'm going to follow the instructions and show you how to drop the coil spring off of here. Put a new one in. Found a set for about 50 bucks from Rock Auto, so I'll do the other side later on. Maybe I'll show you that one too if I screw this one up. But anyways, pretty easy. Put in new shocks and realized it still had the clunk in the bunk, and that's because the spring is busted. So, a couple of things. We're gonna remove the lower shock bolt, move the outer control arm bolt. Gonna loosen the inner control arm bolt way up here. Loosen that one just enough so we can swing this out of here. We got to remove the sway bar tie end here. So this is in pretty good shape, so we're just going to do it here. And the instructions also say that way under here on this side, we're going to have to loosen up these bolts that hold the trailing arm. I'm not sure why. We'll see what happens. There's two right there you can see, and there's one right there. It just says to loosen them up. I'm not sure why the trailing arm has to be loose, because we're going to disconnect everything from this end, drop this down out of the way, and get rid of the spring. So we'll see what happens. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Okay guys, so bottom bolt out from the shock, bottom bolt out from the control arm. If I dip under here real quick, you can see, there we go. Stabilizer, trailing arm bolt is done. That guy should pop right out of there when I'm ready to go. Having a hard time with the inner bolt because it's tucked up in here and the exhaust pipe runs right by it, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get at that or not. We'll see. And I have not loosened up these bolts yet. I'm just going to let the jack down a little bit. As you can see, I got it here supporting the control arm, and just see how much space I've got. I noticed as I was looking at my springs, the replacement coils have 8 turns and these have 6 turns, and I double checked, and these are all supposed to match up according to the OEM numbers. So I'm going to test it and see what happens. If not, I may have to put the broken spring back in until I can go ahead and, I don't know, reorder another one. In the meantime, shout out to Broadbrook Brewery. Great local beer. Drink fresh, drink local. Love these guys. Okay, so everything's loose. You can see that as I spring on this, I got plenty of play. I can get the spring out of there now, out of the top. I didn't have to unloosen that bolt in the back there for the inner side of the control arm. I think I got enough movement here. And I guess I'm just going to swap that spring out. It should come out pretty easily. The top is free from the carrier there. You can see that. See if I can put the other one in there and then use the jack to press it back into place and see if I get the right amount of compression. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Okay, just a quick shot so you can see what I'm working with. There's the broken lower end of the spring. You can see the bottom part of the spring broke in 2 parts there, and that's the plastic bushing cup, and the top bushing cup is here. I'm going to show you side by side with the replacement spring. You can see what my problem is. Okay, so on the left there, that's the Moog. It's an 81393 by Moog, and when you put them down there side by side, they look like they're going to be the right size, even though they got more turns per spring. So I'm feeling pretty optimistic now. I'm going to wrangle it back in there, take a picture of it, and let you know what it looks like. Okay guys, here's the deal. It's a lot longer when you put it in there. I'm going to have a lot of movement to do, but I think with the jack I can squeeze it up into place. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, everything's back together. All I have to do is torque these 2 bolts. So 81 foot-pounds, 81 foot-pounds. I've already put the stabilizer link back on there. That's all set to go. I didn't loosen up anything else. I'm going to wrap this up, move on to the next side. Success. Super easy, no time at all. You can do this. Okay, last step, going to put it down, torque the lug nuts. They're 100 foot-pounds each. And we're good to go to the other side. So while I'm at it, I just thought I'd show you. The new ride height is 7 inches. I know it's not a perfect measurement, but it's pretty doggone close. Let me show you what the ride height is on the other side. I'm going to replace that spring in a minute. Okay, here we are on the other side. The ride height here, using the same sort of measuring, is about 6 1/4 inches. So we gained 3/4 of an inch in ride height with the new springs. Just interesting. Good stuff. Robert Brewery. Alright. So as I'm looking at this, I can also see the bottom of this spring is also broken at the bottom. So it's a good time I'm doing both of these. Got to do them both anyways. There it goes. Swings right away. Push it down. Pull the spring out. Comes right out like that. There's the broken bottom of the other one. See, there's a lot of sand and shit in here. Just just causes corrosion. It falls completely apart in my hands. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to grab the shop vac and vacuum out this cup a little bit too, just for the next one. It's just always a good idea to kind of clean up after yourself. You can see there's actual rusted, destroyed metal right there. The top cup is in good shape. I'm not worried about that. But another broken spring. 2 on the same car. Too many groceries. Top cup fits right in there. It's good. Bottom cup fits right in there. Installations are the same as removal. The thing that's a little bit hard to be sure is the correct positioning of this. I think I got it right in the last one. I'm going to take a guess on this one. Looks about right. can't see it, 7-inch new ride height. Same on the other side. Perfect. It's the whole job, guys. That's it.